Let me tell you something. There was a time when I was just like you, stuck, comfortable, living day by day without any real direction. And I'm sure you've been there too. You wake up, go through the motions, and wonder why nothing ever changes. But one day I made a decision, a real decision, a decision to change. And let me tell you something. It wasn't easy. It wasn't glamorous. But it was the most important decision I've ever made. I didn't wake up one day and become the person I am now. It took 90 days. That's right, minus 90 days, 3 months. Sounds like a long time, but in reality, it's nothing. The difference is, I decided to stop settling for what I had and start chasing what I could be. And here's the secret: change doesn't happen overnight. It's about what you do every single day. It's about consistency. You see, most of us want to see results right away, but change doesn't work like that. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the tree the moment you plant it, but you water it, you nurture it. And one day the roots start growing, the leaves start sprouting. That's what happened for me. Every day I did something small, something simple, but it added up. It compounded. Little actions led to big results. And here's what you need to understand. It's not the huge leaps that make the difference. It's the tiny steps you take consistently that change everything. Now, that's not to say it was easy. There were moments when I wanted to quit, moments when fear and doubt started creeping in. I had to fight my own mind, my own voice that said, "You can't do this, it's too hard, you're not enough." But that's the voice you have to shut down. You have to tell it to sit down and shut up. You're stronger than that. You're more than those doubts. Don't let them win. It's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. But that's where the growth happens. Don't run from discomfort. Don't avoid the pain. Lean into it. Grow through it. When you step outside of your comfort zone, that's when you start to discover who you really are, what you're really capable of. And it's worth every ounce of effort. But here's the thing, none of this would have worked if I didn't surround myself with the right people. You can't change your life if you're hanging around the same crowd, in the same environment, doing the same things. You need to get around people who lift you up, who believe in your dreams, who push you to be better. You need to create an environment that fuels your growth, that challenges you to be your best every day. And one of the biggest lessons I learned in those 90 days was the importance of setting clear goals. Without a clear vision, you're just wandering. You're not going anywhere. You have to know where you want to go, and you have to break that vision down into steps. Every day, take one step toward that vision. Make it your focus. Make it your mission. Looking back, I can see how far I've come, but I'm not done yet. The journey's still going. And every single day I reflect. I look back at the mistakes, the missteps, the lessons learned. Because growth isn't just about reaching the destination, it's about what you learn on the way. The journey shapes you into the person you need to be to achieve greatness. So what are you waiting for? You have 90 days. You have the power to change your life. But it all starts with that decision. That one moment when you say, "I'm done with the old me. The new me starts right now." And believe me, you can do it. It's not too late. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. Start today. Take that first step. And in 90 days, you'll look back and say, "I did it. I changed my life. And if I can do it, so can you." The decision to change is the most powerful choice you can ever make. It's the moment when you stop accepting the life you have and decide to create the life you want. But here's the truth, this moment isn't a magical, one-time event. It's a realization that slowly builds up, often after you've hit a point of frustration, disappointment, or feeling stuck. It's when you finally get fed up with the same old patterns, the same excuses, the same limitations that have held you back for too long. For me, it was the realization that if I kept doing what I had always done, I would always end up in the same place. If you're tired of where you are, tired of seeing the same results year after year, then you have to make the choice to change. And this is where many people get stuck. They think they can change without making the decision to do so. But without that commitment, change is just a wish. It's just a dream. A decision is powerful because it moves you from passive thinking to active doing. Making the decision to change is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's not about waiting until everything is aligned and all conditions are ideal. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll wait forever. The truth is, there is never a perfect moment. You must create it. The decision to change is about realizing that you are the one in control. You are the one who can make the shift, take the leap, and start a new chapter. But it's also about responsibility. Once you decide to change, there's no going back. You take full ownership of your life and your future. You're saying, I am responsible for where I am and where I'm going. That is empowering. It means no more blaming circumstances, no more making excuses. You realize that you have the power to take action and make things happen, even when the odds are against you. When you make the decision to change, it requires courage. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. There's fear. There's doubt. There's uncertainty. But those are just signs that you're on the right path. The fear isn't a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're stepping into uncharted territory, a place where growth happens. Once you've made the decision, it's time to commit to it. It's time to back up that decision with action. The most significant change doesn't come from just deciding to do something, it comes from consistently doing it. Every day you're proving to yourself that you're serious about the change. It's in the small decisions, the small actions that create momentum and pave the way for bigger transformations. The decision to change is like flipping a switch. It marks the moment when you stop waiting for life to give you permission and start giving yourself permission to succeed. It's where everything begins and everything changes. Breaking through comfort zones is one of the most difficult yet transformative steps you can take in life. Comfort zones are like invisible cages that hold us back, keeping us in the familiar, safe, and predictable. They're built on habits, routines, and the fear of what lies beyond. But the truth is, nothing of value ever happens in the comfort zone. Growth, success, and achievement all lie outside of it. And the only way to unlock your potential is by stepping outside what's comfortable, what's familiar, and embracing the unknown. At first, the idea of breaking through feels terrifying. It's the voice in your head telling you it's too risky, too hard, or too much. It's the fear of failure, rejection, or simply not knowing what's on the other side. But if you really want to grow, you have to push past those fears. Comfort zones are built on the belief that staying safe and secure will protect us, but they only rob us of the opportunity to evolve into the person we're meant to be. The longer you stay within those boundaries, the smaller your world becomes. Think about the times in your life when you've been forced to step outside of your comfort zone. Whether it was a new job, a move to a new place, or starting a new project, those moments are where you learned and grew the most. You discovered new strengths, abilities, and resilience you didn't know you had. At the time, it might have felt overwhelming or uncertain, but in hindsight, you realize that the growth you experienced during those uncomfortable moments was the very thing that pushed you toward your next level of success. When you decide to break through, it's not just about doing something new for the sake of doing it. It's about pushing your boundaries, challenging your limits, and testing what you believe you're capable of. It's about expanding your mind, your skills, and your courage. The more you do this, the more you realize that the things you once thought were impossible or out of your reach are actually within your grasp. You see, breaking through is a mental shift. It's about choosing to face discomfort, not avoid it. It's about realizing that the discomfort is temporary, but the rewards are permanent. You'll face resistance. Your mind will fight you. It will try to talk you out of it, making every excuse to stay in the comfort zone. But you can't listen to that voice. You have to tell yourself, I'm stronger than my fears. The beauty of breaking through is that it makes you realize just how resilient you really are. Every time you push past that fear, every time you take that step into the unknown, you reinforce your belief in your own power. Once you break through, you start to see things differently. You realize that your potential is limitless, that the only true boundaries are the ones you place on yourself. You begin to feel more confident, more capable, and more in control of your life. Each breakthrough brings a new level of freedom, a freedom to take bigger risks, to pursue bigger dreams, and to live a life that is truly aligned with your highest potential. It all starts with the decision to step into the unknown, to embrace the fear, and to trust that on the other side, there's a version of you that's stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you ever thought possible. Breaking through comfort zones isn't just a one-time act, it's a way of life. The more you break through, the more you grow, and the more you realize that nothing is truly out of reach. The power of consistency is something that many people overlook because it's often the small, seemingly insignificant actions that make the biggest difference over time. When we think about success, we often envision big breakthroughs, monumental achievements, or sudden moments of brilliance. But in reality, success is built on the foundation of consistent effort, day in and day out. It's about doing the work, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, and even when the results aren't immediately visible. Consistency is what turns dreams into reality. It's not about making a massive leap or finding some shortcut to success. It's about committing to the process, no matter how long it takes or how challenging it gets. Think about anything you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of. It wasn't the one big thing you did in a moment of inspiration. It was the thousands of small decisions you made over time that added up to something significant. The power of consistency lies in the fact that it compounds. Every small effort you make, every task you complete, every step you take, all contribute to a greater result that eventually shows up. It's easy to get discouraged when the results don't come right away. We live in a world that's obsessed with instant gratification, but true success takes time. The secret is in the consistency, the willingness to keep going when it feels like nothing is happening. There will be days when you don't see any progress. There will be moments when you wonder if all this effort is worth it. But here's the truth, that's when consistency really matters. When you keep showing up, even in the face of doubt, that's when you build character, resilience, and momentum. Consistency is also what helps you build habits. Habits are powerful because they remove the need for motivation. When you're consistent, you don't need to wait for inspiration to strike, you just do the work because it's become part of your routine. It becomes second nature. When you're consistent, you develop the discipline to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. That's what separates the people who achieve their goals from the ones who give up along the way. Consistency isn't just about showing up, it's about showing up with the same energy, the same commitment, the same dedication every single time. The most successful people in any field didn't get there by having some grand idea or a moment of brilliance. They got there by showing up every day and doing the work, even when it was tough, even when it seemed pointless. They got there by doing what others wouldn't do, sticking to the grind when the rewards weren't obvious. But consistency isn't just about the work you put in. It's also about how you approach setbacks and failures. When you're consistent, you understand that failure isn't the end of the road. It's part of the journey. In fact, it's often the failures and mistakes that provide the most valuable lessons, teaching you what works and what doesn't. When you face setbacks, consistency helps you get back on track without losing momentum. You don't let one failure define you. You keep going, knowing that the path to success is paved with trial and error. The real power of consistency is that it builds trust in yourself. The more consistent you are, the more you prove to yourself that you can do hard things. You begin to trust your own abilities, to trust your discipline, and to trust your process. And when you trust yourself, the impossible starts to feel possible. So, if you're wondering how to get to where you want to be in life, the answer is simple: keep going. Even when it's tough. Even when it's frustrating, even when you can't see the finish line. Because ultimately, the small, consistent efforts you put in every day are what will take you farther than you ever imagined. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. And over time, you'll be amazed at the results. Overcoming doubt and fear is something that everyone faces at some point in their journey. It's an inevitable part of the process of growth and transformation. Doubt and fear are like shadows that follow us, creeping into our minds, telling us we're not enough, that we're not capable, or that we'll fail before we even begin. But here's the thing, those thoughts, those feelings, they are not facts. They are simply reactions from a mind that is conditioned to protect us, to keep us in our comfort zones. The truth is, doubt and fear are often the biggest barriers standing between us and the life we want to live. The key to overcoming them is realizing that they are natural but not insurmountable. We all experience fear, but the ones who succeed are the ones who don't let fear control them. Fear is a feeling. It doesn't define who you are, and it doesn't determine what you can do. It's a signal, but not one that should stop you in your tracks. Fear often comes when you're on the verge of doing something that could change your life. It's a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where growth happens. Doubt works in much the same way. It makes you question yourself, your abilities, and your worth. It's that little voice that says, you're not ready, you're not good enough, or someone else can do it better. But if you listen to doubt, you'll never take the first step. You'll never challenge yourself. You'll never grow. Overcoming doubt starts with understanding that you are capable, even when you don't feel it. You must silence that inner critic, that voice that feeds your insecurities, and replace it with a stronger, more empowering message: I can do this. One of the biggest ways to overcome fear and doubt is by taking action. It's easy to sit back and let the fear swirl around in your mind. But it's when you take action, even small steps, that you begin to prove to yourself that you are stronger than your fears. When you move forward despite feeling scared, you build confidence, and each action you take makes the fear a little smaller. The more you face fear head on, the more you realize that it's not as powerful as it seemed. Fear thrives in the unknown, but once you take that first step, the unknown becomes a little less intimidating. It's also crucial to reframe how you see fear and doubt. Instead of viewing them as barriers, see them as teachers. Fear and doubt are trying to show you where you need to grow. They are pointing out the areas where you can push harder, learn more, and strengthen your resolve. When you approach doubt and fear with that mindset, you stop seeing them as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities to evolve. Another powerful tool in overcoming doubt and fear is building belief. Believe in your ability to figure things out. Believe that you have what it takes to get through difficult situations. This belief doesn't come from waiting for everything to be perfect. It comes from knowing that you have faced challenges before, that you've come through hard times, and that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. When you build this internal belief, it acts as armor against doubt and fear. Surround yourself with positivity. When you're facing doubt and fear, it's essential to have people around you who uplift you, who remind you of your strengths and encourage you to keep going. Negative voices, whether external or internal, can amplify your fear and doubt. But positive energy, support, and reassurance can help you quiet those voices and replace them with the belief that you are more than capable of achieving your goals. Finally, remember that fear and doubt never truly disappear. They just become less powerful over time. As you continue to take action, as you continue to face your fears, you'll find that they lose their grip on you. You become more comfortable with the discomfort. You understand that fear is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're on the verge of something great. So embrace it, use it, and keep moving forward, because you are far more powerful than your fears and doubts will ever allow you to believe. Embracing discomfort is one of the most essential practices for anyone who wants to grow, succeed, and live a life of purpose. We often try to avoid discomfort, thinking it's something to be feared or avoided at all costs. We want the easy path, the smooth journey. But here's the truth: nothing of real value comes without discomfort. Growth, change, and progress are born in the moments when we step into the unfamiliar, the difficult, and the uncomfortable. It's in those moments that we stretch our limits, break down barriers, and discover the true depth of our strength. Discomfort is a signal not of defeat, but of opportunity. It's the place where transformation happens. You see, comfort is where your growth stagnates. It's easy to stay where it's safe, to stay in a place where you know the rules, where you feel in control. But the problem with comfort is that it doesn't push you forward. It doesn't make you better. If you're not facing discomfort, you're not really challenging yourself. You're just coasting along, existing, not evolving. The discomfort we face can show up in many forms, whether it's starting something new, taking a risk, facing the unknown, or pushing yourself beyond what you think is possible. Every time you do something that makes you uncomfortable, you are testing your limits. And every time you face that discomfort head on, you become more capable, more confident, and more resilient. The discomfort might feel like fear or anxiety, but once you push through it, you see that it was never as bad as it seemed. And the benefits you gain from moving through that discomfort are permanent. Embracing discomfort means you don't shy away from the hard work. It means you understand that to achieve something meaningful, you have to put in the effort even when it's tough. You have to give more than what you think you're capable of, and you have to push past the moments when your body and mind are telling you to stop. In those moments, you'll find a new level of strength, determination, and resilience that you didn't know existed within you. You'll realize that your capacity is far greater than you ever imagined. But here's the thing, embracing discomfort doesn't mean seeking out pain for the sake of pain. It means facing the challenges that push you to grow. It means leaning into the struggles that teach you lessons you can't learn any other way. When you embrace discomfort, you're not avoiding the hard things, you're choosing to face them, to learn from them, and to move through them. And with each challenge you face, you get stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. In the process, you develop a deeper understanding of yourself. You begin to recognize that the things you thought were impossible were just things you hadn't tried yet. You learn that failure isn't the end, it's just a step along the way. You begin to see discomfort as a teacher, not an obstacle. It's showing you where you need to grow, where you can push further, where you can become better. As you embrace discomfort, you also embrace the power of persistence. The more you face those uncomfortable moments, the more you build the mental and emotional strength to keep going. You begin to develop a mindset that doesn't give up when things get tough. Instead, you find new ways to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. Because the pain of discomfort is temporary, but the growth you experience is permanent. And let's be clear, embracing discomfort isn't about taking on everything at once or putting yourself through unnecessary hardship. It's about understanding that the challenges you face are the gateways to your future success. When you get comfortable with discomfort, you stop seeing it as something to fear and start seeing it as something to embrace. It becomes the key to unlocking new potential, new opportunities, and a new version of yourself. So don't shy away from the tough moments. Embrace them. Lean into the discomfort, because that's where your greatest growth will happen. That's where you'll find the strength to break through the barriers that are holding you back. And in the end, you'll realize that the discomfort you once feared is the very thing that made you unstoppable. Surrounding yourself with positivity is one of the most powerful choices you can make on your journey toward success. The people, environments, and influences you allow into your life have an undeniable impact on your mindset, your energy, and your ability to achieve your goals. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, or toxic energy, it becomes harder to stay focused, motivated, and driven. But when you choose to fill your life with positive influences, you create a foundation that supports your growth, encourages your dreams, and lifts you up when you're feeling down. Positivity doesn't just come from the people around you, it also comes from what you consume, what you expose yourself to on a daily basis. The media you watch, the books you read, the music you listen to, all of these things shape your mindset. If you're constantly feeding your mind with negativity, complaints, and criticisms, that's exactly what you'll reflect in your own thoughts and actions. But when you choose to feed your mind with inspiration, motivation, and positive affirmations, you begin to see the world through a different lens. You start to believe that things are possible, that your goals are achievable, and that you have the power to make a difference in your own life. People, too, play a huge role in your mental and emotional well-being. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive people is one of the best decisions you can make. These are the people who lift you up when you're feeling low, who encourage you when you doubt yourself, and who remind you of your worth when you forget. Positive people don't just agree with you, they challenge you, push you, and help you see the best version of yourself. They want to see you succeed, and their belief in you becomes the fuel that keeps you going, especially when things get tough. On the flip side, negative people, those who constantly criticize, complain, or bring drama into your life, can drain your energy and slow you down. They often project their own fears and insecurities onto you, trying to hold you back from pursuing your dreams. These kinds of relationships can leave you feeling defeated, small, and unsure of yourself. That's why it's so important to protect your energy. If someone isn't adding value to your life, if they're not supporting your growth or encouraging your journey, it might be time to reassess that relationship. Sometimes, in order to move forward, you have to let go of relationships that are holding you back. It's not just about who you surround yourself with, but also how you choose to engage with the world. Positivity is a mindset. It's the way you choose to look at challenges, setbacks, and obstacles. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, you start seeing them as opportunities for growth, learning, and improvement. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you focus on what's going right and what you can do to turn things around. A positive mindset doesn't mean you ignore reality or pretend everything is perfect. It means you choose to focus on solutions, opportunities, and the possibility of success, no matter the situation. The people you surround yourself with should encourage you to be your best, to strive for greatness, and to keep pushing toward your goals. But it's also about the environment you create for yourself. Is your space one that inspires you to be productive, creative, and focused? Do the places you spend your time and support your mental and emotional well-being? Surrounding yourself with positivity also means creating an environment that nurtures your mind, body, and spirit. Whether it's keeping a clean and organized space, surrounding yourself with things that inspire you, or creating a daily routine that supports your well-being, the environment you choose plays a critical role in your success. The beauty of surrounding yourself with positivity is that it becomes a self-fulfilling cycle. The more positive influences you have in your life, the more you naturally start to radiate positivity. Your mindset shifts, your confidence grows, and you begin to attract more of what you want: success, opportunity, and like-minded people. When you radiate positivity, you open doors to new experiences and new possibilities. You inspire others to rise to their potential as well, creating a ripple effect of positivity that spreads far beyond your own life. In the end, the energy you allow in your life is a direct reflection of the life you create for yourself. If you surround yourself with positivity, you will find that you can tackle challenges with more resilience, pursue your goals with more determination, and live a life that is filled with joy, growth, and fulfillment. Positivity is not just a nice to have, it's a necessity for anyone who wants to create lasting success and live a life that's aligned with their true potential. Setting clear goals is one of the most powerful tools you can use to shape your life and achieve the success you desire. Without clear goals, you are like a ship without a destination, drifting, unsure of where you're headed, and more susceptible to being influenced by external forces rather than steering your own course. Goals give you direction, purpose, and focus. They help you define what you truly want to achieve and map out the steps necessary to get there. A goal that is clear isn't vague or general, it's specific, measurable, and actionable. The clearer your goals are, the easier it becomes to break them down into smaller, manageable tasks. You know exactly what you're working toward, and each small step you take feels like progress. When your goals are clear, it's easier to stay motivated because you can see the direct path forward. You can measure your progress, celebrate the wins along the way, and make adjustments when necessary. This clarity keeps you on track and prevents you from getting lost in the noise of everyday distractions. Without clear goals, it's easy to get caught up in doing things without purpose. You might be busy, but not necessarily productive. You might be moving, but not in the right direction. Setting clear goals forces you to prioritize, to eliminate the non-essential, and to focus your energy on what really matters. It allows you to say no to things that don't serve your bigger vision and to say yes to actions that bring you closer to your dreams. It's a commitment to the things that will truly move the needle in your life. Clear goals also help you stay aligned with your values. When your goals reflect what you truly care about, they inspire passion and drive. You'll find that working toward them doesn't feel like a chore, it feels like a mission, a purpose. Whether your goal is to build a business, improve your health, or grow your personal relationships, when your goals are deeply connected to your core values, they become a source of intrinsic motivation. You'll be more resilient when faced with obstacles because your reasons for pursuing these goals are bigger than just external rewards. Another important aspect of setting clear goals is that they provide you with a sense of control. In life, there will always be factors outside of your control, but your goals are something you can actively work toward day by day. Even when things don't go as planned, having clear goals allows you to adjust and refocus. They give you the flexibility to adapt without losing sight of your ultimate destination. This sense of control is empowering, especially when faced with setbacks or challenges. You know that as long as you keep moving forward, you are still on the right path. However, just having clear goals isn't enough. You also need to break those goals down into actionable steps. This is where the magic happens. When you have a big goal, it can be overwhelming, and you might be unsure of how to approach it. But by breaking it down into smaller, bite-sized tasks, you can begin to make progress every single day. It doesn't matter how small the task is, every step counts. When you focus on the next action, not the entire mountain you have to climb, the journey feels more manageable and you gain momentum. Clear goals also hold you accountable. They make you answerable to yourself. When you write down your goals, you commit to them, you tell yourself that you're going to take action, and you measure yourself against the progress you've made. The act of writing your goals down, of putting them out there for yourself, brings them into the realm of possibility. It's a declaration to the universe that you are serious about what you want to achieve. But goals aren't static. They should evolve as you evolve. As you achieve certain goals or face new challenges, your goals should be reevaluated and adjusted to reflect your growth and the lessons you've learned. Setting clear goals doesn't mean you're locked into a rigid plan. It means you're committing to a direction, knowing that you can change course when needed. Life is fluid, and your goals should be flexible enough to adapt to your changing needs and aspirations. When you set clear goals, you not only create a roadmap for success, but you also set the stage for a sense of fulfillment. Achieving your goals isn't just about reaching an endpoint, it's about the person you become along the way. The discipline, the resilience, the determination, and the growth that happens as you work toward your goals make you a stronger, more capable individual. In the end, setting clear goals isn't just about achieving success, it's about becoming the best version of yourself along the journey. Reflection and growth go hand in hand. Without taking the time to reflect, growth becomes a fleeting concept rather than a tangible, intentional journey. Reflection is the process of looking back at your experiences, your decisions, and your actions to gain insight into how far you've come and what you've learned along the way. It's not about dwelling on the past or regretting mistakes. It's about understanding how those experiences have shaped you, what they've taught you, and how you can apply those lessons moving forward. Reflection allows you to identify patterns in your behavior, both the good and the bad. It helps you recognize the choices you've made that have moved you closer to your goals and the ones that have held you back. It gives you the chance to celebrate your successes and acknowledge the lessons in your failures. By looking back with an honest, objective eye, you can gain clarity about where you've been, and where you want to go next. The beauty of reflection is that it's a tool for continuous learning. It encourages you to be mindful of your actions, to take ownership of your decisions, and to evaluate what is and isn't working. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, in the day-to-day grind, without stopping to assess whether the direction you're moving in is still the right one. Growth comes from the willingness to take that information and apply it in your life. It's not just about knowing where you went wrong or where you succeeded, it's about using those lessons to fuel your next steps. Growth requires action, and reflection gives you the awareness to take purposeful, informed action. Each time you reflect, you gain a deeper understanding of your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, and your potential. This self-awareness becomes the foundation for personal and professional growth. True growth isn't linear, it's messy, unpredictable, and often uncomfortable. But it's in that discomfort that you build resilience, perseverance, and strength. Every setback is an opportunity for growth if you choose to reflect on it and learn from it. Every challenge is a chance to develop a new skill, to shift your perspective, or to discover something about yourself that you didn't know before. As you continue to reflect on your experiences, you'll notice that you start to grow not only in what you achieve, but in who you become. You become more adaptable, more capable, and more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws your way. In the process of growth, it's also important to acknowledge that growth doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and commitment. It requires patience with yourself, especially when progress feels slow or hard to measure. But if you continue to reflect, continue to learn, and continue to take action, you'll find that growth is inevitable. It might not always be as fast or as straightforward as you'd like, but as long as you're willing to evolve, you will grow. The process of reflection and growth creates a cycle of continuous improvement. Each time you reflect, you gain new insights that propel you forward. Each time you grow, you open new doors and uncover new possibilities. This cycle becomes a self-sustaining engine that drives you toward greater success, fulfillment, and self-actualization. You start to see challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles, and you begin to understand that growth isn't just about achieving your goals, it's about who you become in the pursuit of them. Ultimately, reflection and growth are the pillars of a life well lived. They give you the tools to understand yourself better, to make better choices, and to build a life that is in alignment with your deepest desires and aspirations. With reflection, you gain wisdom. With growth, you unlock your full potential. Together, they form the foundation of a life that is constantly evolving, constantly improving, and always moving forward toward greater things.